An Italian that fights out of Swansea, United Kingdom. Here comes Dimitri Bivol. Here's the man who took the boxing world by storm in 2022. He won the Fighter of the Year thanks in large part to his dominating win over Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas.
Oh, pure bad blood.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, hailing from Swansea in Wales, here is a cruiserweight world champion, the very popular Enzo Big Mac Maccarinelli. Fighting out of the blue corner, fighting out of Kyrgyzstan by way of Russia, presenting the acclaimed light heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Dimitri Bivol.
All the talking has been done. It's time to start doing the walking.
I love this arena. I dream of places like this. I dream of fights like this. I dream of atmospheres like this. But it could only happen here.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Brilliant hook there. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. They exchange punches. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The crowd has settled into their seats. They are ready to see something special at this amazing venue.
He's getting everything tonight. And you know what? When you're in a theatre, you know you've got to perform. There's no cutting corners. There's no making of excuses. Transparent. All laid out there.
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
The straight right just misses. Nice exchange here from both men. Nice counter. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Maccarinelli. Let's talk about Maccarinelli in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Wow, it's like 2 different leagues.
On what you're doing. You got great rounds. Now relax. Just stay focused.
And there's the bell for round 2. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Missing with the hook. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. That uppercut can't get through. There's a counter shot. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
And now Dimitri Bivol is dazed. And now they're right back into the fray.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Macronelli in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
Just go out there, you win this next round for me, kid. Let's get out there, get your boxing back together.
There's the bell to start round 3. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Cards, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The straight right just misses. They block the hook. Perfect counter lands. This is a high-octane battle. And he scores with the counter. Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Swing and a miss with the jab. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Macronelli in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, you know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Barry, ring away. You walk back to...
I'm happy. I like that round.
There's the bell for round 4. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter punch. Tried to score with that hook, but missed. They both want the knockout. Those counter punches have to hurt. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they will out of steam.
Do you believe what we are seeing. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. In that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special.
That's a tougher fight, and he's going to be confident.
On to the fifth we go. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Straight right just misses. Just missed with that hook. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym. You can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than equal.
That counter shot lands. Caution being thrown to the wind. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Macronelli in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
Come on, breathe.
This is the beginning of round 6. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he close you down.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Bivol in that last round. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
You cannot cast out if you prepared right.
Get focused, get your mind back in the draw.
And there's the bell for round 7. Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
The straight right just misses. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Both men step back for just a moment. Catch and shoot. Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Straight right just misses. That hook just can't find the target. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Devo on that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might be
The line here.
Focus, Becker. Great work. I love that. I love that.
And we enter the 8th round. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. This is the danger spot.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. And he just missed with that left jab. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Is he going to punch himself out, though? He threw a punch and just got countered. Three judges agree, and we've got a unanimous decision.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace. To get a unanimous decision, that is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is not...
keep striving until my lungs can't breathe. They're all tired, I don't know about fatigue. Got my bros back if we come under siege. Got my dogs with me, I ain't carrying a leash. Thank the Lord for my freedom of speech, cause I say what I like and I do what I please. Brothers think I didn't train for this my whole life. Tried to tell them it didn't come with ease. They must have thought that I didn't put in graft. Stayed fully focused and stuck to the task. When it paid off, I was like at last. Them other brothers can kiss my ass. And I promise you that I wouldn't wanna be ya. Them man ain't got this energy, do ya? I cannot feel that vibe going through ya. Flat battery like my dead computer. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I'll fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend. Told them once and I tell them again. Giving up's not an option, I'll fight to the end. Physical attributes at 10 out of 10. So trying to catch me, I wouldn't recommend.
Welcome to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as we are live during Riyadh season at the Kingdom Arena. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
It's time for our tale of sugar.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds.
What a pleasure it is to be here. And we waited a long time, and now we've got this fight. That right uppercut misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Those counter punches have to hurt. Lucky that hook didn't score. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Punch, counter punch. So much pre-hype surrounding this fight, the fans are on the edge of their seats.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it up. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Tom. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Good defense there to stop that hook. Perfect counter shot. They both want the knockout. Misses with the straight left. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Robinson in that last round. They got the momentum. Here we go. It's round 2. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Beautiful counter shot. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good arm positioning, blocking that hook. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Through the hook, didn't land. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Shot. You'd like to see more jabs. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Nice counter. He misses with that straight left. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Robinson. On to the fourth we go. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny? Oh, right there! Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. Looks like trouble was averted.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
There's a counter shot. He threw a punch and just got countered. Throws the uppercut but misses. Counter punch. When are we going to see a jab from these two? They are giving us a high-tempo show. Nice counter shot. missing in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the score. And there's the bell for round 5. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was
Oh, my goodness, Johnny! And Sugar is in trouble! Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk.
Wilder took a big shot and down he goes. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot.
So time to go celebrate after. We are live at Valcour Bay. Holy. The Brown. Well, I hope you brought high hopes for this battle between these two athletes. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Misses with that jab. Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
To beat a counter puncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pot you all night long. Rush them.
Well done with that counter shot. A perfect counter lands. That punch lands. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
It's bombs away. They exchange punches. You'd like to see more jabs. can tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Punch, counter punch. There's a counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
Dominant.
Oh, he's just taking a big breath, and here we go again. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
My motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counterpuncher's my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
How about that time counter shot? And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Counter punch caught him clean. And he scores with the counter. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Output, thought there might be more action here. Nice counter shot.